Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday School for our second month, and we're going to learn another new song this month. This month we're talking about Moses. And if you remember the story of Moses, you know that he went to Pharaoh and asked Pharaoh to let his people go. And we have a song about that called Pharaoh, Pharaoh. And of course it has motion, so I brought my friend Bill with me once again, and the two of us are going to teach you this song. You really only need to learn the verse, at least this first time. And as the month goes on, you'll learn the verses as we sing them over and over again throughout the month. So here's how it goes. It goes, Pharaoh, 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 oh baby, let my people go, let my people go. Ooh, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Oh, baby, let my people go. Let my people go. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's really all there is to it. That part's easy. The hand motions, whenever you say Pharaoh, Pharaoh, you do sort of the Pharaoh dance. Pharaoh, Pharaoh. O, you make an O. Baby, you rock a baby. Let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that repeats. That's all there is to it. Follow my friend Bill, and I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. It's a pretty easy tune. It goes something like this. Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, burning bush told me just the other day that I should come over here and stay. Gotta get my people out of Pharaoh's land and lead them all to the promised land. I said in Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, me and God's people coming to the Red Sea, and Pharaoh's army's coming after me. So well, I raised my rod, stuck it in the sand, and all of God's people walked across dry land while singing Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, Pharaoh's army was a-coming too. So what do you think that I did do? I raised my rod and I cleared my throat. And all of Pharaoh's army did the dead man's float. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said a Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said let them go now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said let them go now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said let them go now. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the story of Pharaoh. It is. So you'll learn a lot more about him this month and a few other things. So go and enjoy your Sunday school, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi friends, it's Miss Betsy, and I am so happy to see you again. Well, I have something to tell you once again about Africa. When I was about 8 years old, my parents and my grandparents, we went on something called a safari. And you go out into the savannah, which is kind of a grassy area. There's lots of grass, not a lot of trees, but a lot of grass. And you go look for animals. Well, one night we decided to go see this amazing sight called the Hyena Man. Now, hyenas are night hunters, and they usually don't hunt in packs. They usually hunt one at a time, and they're known to be one of the most vicious hunters out there on the savannah. And there was this man who was called a hyena man. And the hyena man would make sounds like this, because this is the sounds that hyenas make. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Have you ever heard about a hyena and it sounds like it's laughing? Well, it's not really laughing as much as it is going whoop, 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 whoop. And when they're all together, it sounds like it's laughing. Well, this old man got out there and he had meat, actual meat. And I think it was antelope meat or something like that, or zebra meat. And he would put it at the end of his mouth and he would hold on to it and he'd take it out and he'd go whoop, 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 whoop. And all the hyenas would come out of the dark. And they're known for having this jaw that just snaps shut. Snaps like an alligator or a crocodile and snaps shut. And you have to be very careful of that jaw or it will just snap on you. Well, he would hold it in his mouth and he would go whoop, 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 whoop. And the hyenas would come very close and they would just grab onto that meat and they'd run away. And I was always afraid that the hyena man would get his face snapped on or that he would lose a finger or he would lose an arm, but he never did. He grew up learning about hyenas and he could do this hyena trick that I don't think anybody else would dare to do because we'd all kind of like lose limbs or our face or whatever. But anyway, our story today talks about a man named Daniel. And Daniel knew nothing about lions. That wasn't his thing. And he was thrown into a lion's den. And unlike the hyena man, he didn't like the idea of getting anywhere near a lion because the lions, if they're hungry, they might have eaten him. And he was very afraid and he prayed. And he prayed and he prayed and he asked God, oh, please, Lord, help me get through this night. And I don't want to give away the secret and I don't want to tell the story because Miss Mary Lou is going to come and tell you all about Daniel in the lion's den. But I thought you might like to know that lions are the only thing that hyenas are afraid of. Lions. That's the only thing that'll keep the hyena away. All right. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Good morning, boys and girls. We are so excited that you are here with us today. I have some special friends and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. First we have...
Hi, I'm Bonnie the sheep. How are you?
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello! I am Ahmed the camel and you already know who I am.
Oh, I remembered you, Ahmed. And a new friend.
Je m'appelle Violetta. Je suis un oiseau. Oh, my name is Violetta. And I am a ostrich.
Oh, we're so
Strange.
happy to have you all here today. And we are going to have a story called Daniel and the Lion. Have you ever heard of that story before?
Oh, that sounds like a scary story.
Oh, it could be scary, yes. But first, we're going to find out how much you really know about lions.
I know everything.
You know everything?
I know everything.
Okay, we will find out, Ahmed.
I know nothing.
If the sentence I read is true, you are going to go roar as loud as you can. But if the sentence is not true, you're going to go meow like a little pussycat. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's start. Here's the first one.
I got it.
You got it. Lions are the largest big cat in the world.
Meow.
You are so right.
Oh, the ostrich got
Sorry,
it that time.
guys. Guess who is the largest big cat?
I know.
A tiger is bigger than a lion.
A tiger?
Can you believe
No
that?
tigers.
Oh my goodness. Okay, number 2. Lions can run up to a speed of 81 miles per hour.
Is that fast?
That's fast. That's like a car racing down the highway. And the answer is roar! Yay, you got that one right.
We got that
Okay,
right.
number 3. You can hear the roar of a lion from 5 miles away.
Is that far?
That's very far. That's like from here to 3 streets over.
Roar! That's very scary, and I have heard them from far away. I say, roar!
Okay, the
Does it make
answer.
you put your head in the sand? Oh, it gives me a malatet. Oh,
a
malatet.
headache.
Okay.
A headache. Yes. Okay, the answer is roar. You were right. Okay, number 4. Most lions live in the north part of Australia.
Oh, that's gotta be right.
Meow, 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 meow. I live in Africa and I've seen them.
You are right, Ahmed. Lions
Meow,
live
meow,
in Africa. So the answer to that one was meow. Oh, here's a good one. Lions can live in the wild for up to 12 years. What do you think? Do lions
I think so.
live to be 12? The answer is roar. Okay, number 6. Male lions, those are boy lions, they are better hunters than female lions,
Since
which are
I
girl
am a
lions.
male and I cannot hunt, well, meow.
What do you think?
Girls are better.
Yes, you're so right. Meow. The females do all of the hunting for the pride. All of it. They're good.
They
Yay,
must be very good.
females. And the last one, lions sleep about 20 hours a day.
Say right, it's true.
People only sleep for 8 hours. Are you sure lions sleep for 20 hours?
I have seen
No,
them.
that one
I
can't be
would
right.
say
No, no.
meow. It-
Roar! You are right. Yes.
good
Lions are very, very sleepy. And when they're not sleeping, they're eating.
Oh,
Eating or
lazy.
hunting.
Lazy.
So you know a lot about lions already. Have you ever been to the zoo to visit the lion habitat?
Sometimes I go to the zoo and they think I've escaped. My cousin is at the zoo, actually. She, is permanently there, and I do sometimes get to fly over. But I don't fly very well.
Well,
so it's
sometimes you
not
see
too
the lion lying there at the zoo, and he looks like you could just go over and stroke him, that he would be so gentle and so nice.
not a
But
good idea.
if you did,
Excuse
he
me.
would come and get you.
I would never do that.
Excuse me, Bunny. I have to stand by you because it scared me.
It's scary.
So, would you be afraid to hop over the fence and get into the lion enclosure?
Very afraid.
Very afraid.
I would be very afraid
I would be
too.
too smart to do such a silly thing.
Well, our story today is about Daniel. And Daniel had to face being thrown into a den with a bunch of hungry lions. So he prayed to God to help him.
Oh no.
And God loved Daniel so much that he was with him and he kept him safe. We know that God will always be with us and keep us safe too.
That's true. That's
So-
true. I don't know that.
In our story, Daniel prayed to God 3 times a day, and we're going to do a prayer, and I want you to count on your fingers and hold them up so that we get the 3 things that we're asking for today. Dear God, number 1, hold your fingers up. We ask you to be with us today. Number 2, Help us to listen and be kind to one another. Number 3, show us how you protect and keep us safe. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so now we are going to see a video that's going to tell us the story of Daniel and the lions. See you after the video.
Bye-bye. Masalamat.
Stories of the Bible. Daniel in the Lion's Den. This is Daniel,
Oh, hey.
who was a Jewish man who was taken to Babylon when he was very young.
Yeah.
Daniel loved God and followed God's rules. He talked to God 3 times a day and asked God for help often. Daniel served in the Babylonian king's court for many years
Yeah, I know him.
and under many kings.
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel always proved himself to be more capable than all the other court officials.
Thanks. Well, anytime.
Daniel was serving under King Darius, and because of his great abilities, the king made plans to place him in charge of the entire empire.
Wow, okay.
The other court officials searched for some fault in Daniel, but they couldn't find anything wrong with him. He was faithful, responsible, and completely trustworthy.
Wait.
The court officials realized the only way to get at Daniel would be to challenge his faith.
Come on.
So they went to King Darius
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
and advised him to make a law that for the next 30 days, any person who prays to anyone except King Darius will be thrown into the lion's den.
I like it.
King Darius signed this law, and once a Babylonian king signed a law, it could not be overruled. When Daniel learned of this law, he went home and knelt down, as he always did, to pray in his room with the windows open towards Jerusalem. He prayed 3 times a day, just as he always had done, giving thanks to God and asking for his help. The officials went to Daniel's house and found him praying.
Gotcha.
They went to the king and reminded him of the law.
I remember.
Well,
Then they said that Daniel had been found praying to God 3 times a day.
What?
When the king heard this, he was very upset,
Get over here.
and he spent the whole day trying to think of a way to save Daniel.
wait, what?
By that evening, the court officials came back to the king and reminded him that no law signed by the Babylonian king could be overruled. So at last, the king gave orders for Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. The king said to him, "May your God, who you serve faithfully, rescue you." Then the lion's den was sealed shut with Daniel inside. The king spent the night fasting and couldn't sleep. Then very early in the morning, the king hurried to the lion's den. He called out,
Hey, Daniel.
"Was your God able to rescue you from the lions?" And Daniel answered, "Long live the king! My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me, for I have been found innocent in his sight." The king was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be taken out of the lion's den. Then the king ordered the men who had schemed against Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den as punishment. Daniel was safe. There was not a scratch on him, for he trusted in God.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that story, and we saw how God really was there for Daniel. And what did he do to the lions? He closed their mouths so that they could not do any harm to Daniel. We're going to play a little game now to kind of show you how, even though Daniel knew God was there with him, he was probably still very scared and very anxious. So this game is called the Sleeping Lion. And in this game, the lion is sleeping, and we have something that is a little bit noisy that we're going to put on the lion's back. And our animals are going to try to steal it away from the sleeping lion before he gets them and roars, okay? All right, so here we go. Yay, she did it! She got it! All right, awesome. Let's try one
Too
more
bad
time.
for you.
All right, here we go.
It's my turn. Your turn. Okay.
So do you think our animals were afraid a little bit when they were trying to steal something from the lion?
I was terrified.
Very afraid.
Well, that's a good lesson because it shows you that even though we have faith in God, sometimes it's okay to be afraid. Let's say our counting prayer again, and this time we're going to tell 3 ways that we are thankful. Okay, number 1. Protecting God, we are thankful that you kept Daniel safe from the lions. Number 2, we are grateful that you protect us from danger too. And number 3, we thank you for always being with us, especially when we are afraid. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, boys and girls, there's one more thing that I wanted to tell you before we leave. And that is, even though we know that God will save us and protect us, should we do anything silly or risky because we say, okay, God could save us anyway? Like, should we jump off of a high mountain and say, oh, God, he can come and save me. He's promised to be with me.
Not a good idea.
Not a good
Could do
idea.
dangerous things.
No, we shouldn't be doing risky things. So God will protect us if danger comes, but we need to do our part and always stay safe. Okay, thank you. Have a great week this week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Amy here, and I'm going to show you how to make a lion from Daniel in the Lion's Den. And then you can have a cute little lion or a sad little lion, however you choose to portray him, to play with around the house. Okay, the first thing you'll want to do is you'll get the sack that the church has sent with the supplies in it, and you'll want to take everything out of that. And you'll see there's a body that's been pre-cut. There's a sheet with a head and a lion mane. There's a piece of burlap. There's a piece of twine for the tail, a couple of googly eyes, and photographs of what your lion will look like when it's finished. The supplies you'll need to bring from home and set up beside you are glue, scissors, and an ink pen. So get those ready to begin the craft. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the lion's body and you want to fold him along the dotted lines. And so you'll see one side is smaller and one side is bigger. So you'll use the glue and you'll glue along the smaller side. And remember, dot, 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 not a lot. And then glue those 2 sides together and let that dry. And then while that's drying, you'll want to fold out these 2 tabs so that they're flat. After we do that, we want to get the scissors and we want to cut out the lion's head and the lion's mane. And when you cut these out, you'll see that there's words on one side, and on the other side there's no words. So you'll go ahead and cut it out along the lines, but then when you glue it, be sure and glue the side down without the words, because we don't want the words showing through. So you'll cut out both of those, and then when you have the lion's head,
you'll want to put a face on the lion's head. So what we do is we'll want to take the googly eyes, put a little glue on each of the googly eyes, and then you'll glue them down on the kitty's face. Well, it's a lion. He's actually a big kitty. So you glue them down where eyes are supposed to be, and then you'll take the pen and you'll put a face on him. So I like to make it look like a kitty face, and you could make it sad because he's sad because he can't open his mouth, or you could make him happy. I like to make a happy lion because I think he's cute, but if you want to do a sad face, you can. And I put a few dots in for whiskers. So this is your face, and you can give him the expression you want. After you've glued the face, eyes on the face, then you'll want to come along and put some glue on the mane. And remember, dot, 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 not a lot. And then you'll attach the piece of burlap, centering it to the mane. And then you can attach the head on that burlap and a few dots of glue, and that makes the lion's head. So I would let that dry, that set dry for about 5 minutes. And after you've done that, then what you'll do is you'll come along to the lion's body and you'll put glue on the tabs. And it doesn't take a lot. And after you've done that, you'll attach the lion, the back of the lion's head, to the front of the body, and you see that didn't dry long enough, so his eye fell off. That's going to have some more glue probably. And that's almost the end, but the last thing you'll do is you'll take out the piece of twine, and on one end you'll fluff the twine out so it'll look like the end of the lion's tail. And after you've done that, you'll take your glue bottle and you'll put some glue here along the inside. And that's a little tricky. Just squirt some glue in there and then place the tail in there. And you'll have to use your fingers and stick it in there very good. And then let's let everything dry for about 5 minutes. And then you'll have your lion. And he can keep you company and protect you. So y'all have a good day, and bye-bye.